Hi everyone. Now you might have noticed that my background keeps changing, right? That's because I read to you from different parts of my house. Maybe one day I'll even read to you from outside my house, okay? That just shows that you can enjoy books almost anywhere you go. Okay? So the background might change, but the books are still great. Speaking of great books, we're going to read another one today. So the title of this book is My Mouth is a Volcano. Now, what do volcanoes do? Yes, they spill out lava. So when volcanoes bubble up and the lava comes spilling out, that's called erupting. Now, does your mouth spill out lava? No, okay? Your mouth does two things, okay? You eat with your mouth and you talk with your mouth. So this book is about a boy named Lewis who cannot stop interrupting, okay? Interrupting means that you don't let someone else talk. You don't let them say what they want to say because you want to always say what you want to say, okay? So Lewis is a boy that keeps interrupting, so he feels like his mouth is a volcano. It's always popping words out, okay? Now, yesterday we learned that good readers answer questions, okay? Either before they read, after they read, or while they're reading. Today we're going to practice answering a question after we read to show that we understood what we read, okay? So the question that we're going to answer is this. What does Lewis do to help himself from interrupting, to stop himself from interrupting other people? Okay, are you ready to read? Great, let's get started. Okay. My mouth is a volcano. My name is Lewis. People say I erupt a lot. I don't think I do. I have a lot to say, and all of my words are very important to me. When other people talk, words just pop into my head. Then they slide down my tongue. My tummy starts to rumble. Then it starts to grumble. My words begin to wiggle, and then they do the jiggle. My tongue pushes all of my important words up against my teeth, and then I erupt. Hey guys, guess what, you guys? Words just explode out of my mouth. My mouth is a volcano. In class, my teacher says that when we want to say something, we are supposed to look at her, raise our hand, and wait until she calls on us. I tried that. After I waited patiently for what seemed like 62 years, my important words just slid down from my head onto my tongue. My tummy started to rumble, then it started to grumble. Words began to wiggle, then they did a jiggle. My tongue pushed all of my important words into my teeth, and my volcano erupted. Teacher, I think we should have recess all day. I'm hungry too. Can we go to lunch now? My teacher was less than pleased. She erupted me right back. I know that you are saying what you're saying is very important to you, Lewis, but since it's not an emergency, you'll have to wait until I call on you. It's my volcano's fault. At daycare, when we were sitting on the rug listening to Miss Polly read us a story about planting trees, all of a sudden, I thought about the time when my grandpa and I planted 6 trees in his front yard. What do you think Lewis is going to do? Do you think he's going to interrupt? Let's see. My important words slid down from my head onto my tongue. My tummy started to rumble, and then it started to grumble. My words began to wiggle, and then they did the jiggle. My tongue pushed all of my important words into my teeth, and my volcano erupted. Hey guys, once I planted a zillion trees with my grandpa, and I got a timeout. It was my volcano's fault. How do you think Louis is feeling while he's in timeout? Think he's happy or sad? Yeah, he's probably sad because he's all alone and he got in trouble in school. During dinner, Mom and Dad were talking about paying the bills. Then I thought about my friend Bill. Bill can blow a bubble inside of a bubble when he chews 2 pieces of bubble gum. Now that is really important. My important words about Bill slid down from my head onto my tongue. Do you think that Louis is going to interrupt his parents? Let's see. My tummy started to rumble, and then it started to grumble. My words began to wiggle, and then they did a little jiggle. My tongue pushed all of my very important words into my teeth, and my volcano erupted. Hey, Mom, Bill can blow a bubble in a bubble with his gum. Louis, my mother said, you interrupted again. If someone else is talking and you don't have an emergency, you have to wait your turn. But Mom, my words, they slide down from my head onto my tongue, then my tummy starts to Louis, you interrupted again. What do you think is going to happen to Louis when he keeps interrupting his mom when she's trying to talk to him? Let's see. I got sent to my room. She said I was rude. It was my volcano's fault. The next day at school was my very important day. I had been waiting for about 126 weeks to be the student star of my class. This was my special moment. I got to share a poster with my class that had pictures of all my favorite things. I stood up in front of my class and began to tell them about the time I went fishing. Halfway through my story, Richard started to tell everybody about when he went deep-sea fishing in Mexico. His story must have been better than mine because everyone started to look at him. He was stealing my important words. Richard, said my teacher, you just interrupted Louis. Please wait until he is finished talking, and then he might call on you. I couldn't believe how rude that was of Richard. He erupted me? That really made me angry. After talking about my fishing trip, I started to explain the x-ray of my broken arm. Just as I was getting to the good part, Courtney started telling the class about when she broke her leg. Courtney, said my teacher, you just interrupted Louis. Please wait until he is finished talking, and then he might call on you. I couldn't believe how rude that was of Courtney. She started talking right during my 15 minutes of fame. She ruined my important words. She almost stole my moment. How do you think Louis is feeling here that Courtney interrupted him? Yeah, he's feeling upset. He's feeling angry because Courtney is interrupting his thoughts. When I got home, I told my mom about rude Richard and rude Courtney. Now you know how we feel when you interrupt us, said my mom. I never thought of that. I just get so excited and my words, they just pop into my head. Then they slide down onto my tongue. My tummy starts to rumble and then it starts to grumble. My words begin to wiggle. Then they do the jiggle. Then my tongue pushes all of my important words up against my teeth, and I erupt. Words just explode out of my mouth. My mouth is a volcano. Maybe Richard and Courtney have volcanoes in their mouths too, my mom replied. I never thought of that. Well, son, the next time your important words are pushed into your teeth by your tongue, bite down hard and don't let them out. Now, Lewis's mom is not saying for him to bite his tongue. She's saying for him to bite down like this, okay? Then take a deep breath and push your words out through your nose. Then, when it's your turn to talk, take a deep breath and breathe them back into your mouth. Will that work? I asked. Only if you make it work, said my mom. That night at the dinner table, my sister Sylvia was in the middle of one of her long girl stories when my important words began to slide down from my head and my volcano started to do its thing. Just as my tongue started to push my words out through my teeth, I bit down really hard and I breathed my words out through my nose. And as soon as my sister finished talking, I took a deep breath and put my back in went my words. I was amazed that they had just hung around outside my mouth and didn't float away. Then I told my story and nobody got mad at me for erupting. After that, I never erupted again. Well, except for the time Bill's bubble gum got stuck in my hair. But that was a real emergency. Okay, so what did Lewis learn to do to help him stop interrupting? What did he do? Yes, whenever he felt like he was going to interrupt, he took a deep breath and then let his words out, okay? So Lewis did that. You're going to think about what you can do to stop from interrupting, okay? And then with your crew, you're also going to talk about when is it an okay time to interrupt? When is it not a good time to interrupt, okay? So talk to your crew tomorrow morning and your teacher, and then I will see you tomorrow for another great story. Bye.